Hello and welcome back to Boring Dead Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Rosewater. We're trying to find our way out of this ostensibly pleasant but underlyingly creepy community here in the mountains. They won't let us out. I think we've got to sort of not coerce, but ask a companion to help us stage some kind of distraction. So I'm going to start with Nadine. I haven't spoken to her since the very first bit.
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley.
I've tried going down to check on the wagon, but I'm not allowed.
Why not?
Patrick said it's for our safety. Wolves in the forest or something.
These people have lived here a long time. I think we should listen to them.
We'll talk later.
I look forward to
Great.
it.
Thanks for nothing, Nadine. Okay, well, we'll talk to this lady as well.
Hello, Sue Ellen.
Hello, Harley.
Can you tell me what the silence is?
Oh, that's Sister Joanna's punishment for anybody who crosses her. You ain't allowed to speak to nobody or be spoken to. There's extra chores, extra prayers, and fasting. That means you get cut to 1 meal a day.
Sounds harsh. Have you been under the silence?
Plenty of times. Sister Joanna and I don't always see eye to eye, and she don't appreciate back talk. Jerome tells me I ought to keep my thoughts to myself, but that ain't how I do.
I spoke with Jerome and he
I think we're just going to go around and keep talking to
the
people, all
original
the dialogue and
voyagers.
stuff.
Yes, that's right.
See where that gets us.
We don't much talk about that. Sister Joanna likes to say that everybody here has always been part of New Bethel, even if they didn't know it yet. Some of our brothers and sisters are still on their way to us, even now. We got here about 2 years after this whole thing started. Other families came after, but we were about the first newcomers.
What exactly were the circumstances that led to your arrival?
Jerome and I were coming down from Shivering Pines, heading for the coast in search of a new life. But our wagon broke down on the road through the mountains.
You didn't take the canyon bridge?
Is there a bridge now? Wasn't one when we came through.
Normally, yes, but it recently collapsed. That's why we went through the pass.
Huh. Well, Brother James came and found us and brought us up the mountain. At first we had every intention of keeping on, but we didn't have any real plans, and folks here were so welcoming. We never really made the decision to stay. We just never left.
What about the other families?
Same story, more or less.
I'll let you get back to your garden.
Come enjoy it any time.
Yeah, I'm hoping at some point after we've talked to everyone about everything, maybe something will kind of crystallize around what we're meant to do. So let's go back to Bridget, I think her name is. I have some more stuff to talk to her about now.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Is it true that Patrick was born in the wilderness?
Who told you that?
The same person who told me about letting you and the other dissenters go.
I see. Yes, it's true. I was unaware of my condition when we left. Otherwise... Anyway. We came back, along with another family who left with us, and a third we met on the way.
Now that
Sister Johanna forgave us, thank
is
God.
new information.
She is truly an angel among us.
What compelled you to leave in the first place?
We were following someone we thought knew better than Sister Johanna, but as it turned out, he didn't. That's his grave over there. Abraham Levinsky.
Who was he?
Just a strong-willed fool who felt our journey was incomplete. He convinced us to continue to Las Virgenes on foot.
What became of Abraham Levinsky and the other dissenters?
Those poor, poor souls. They died out there. Every last one. Sister Johanna sent my husband back to Abraham's camp to try to convince them to return, but all he found was carnage. Wolves, it was. When I think of how horrible it must have been, and how lucky we were to escape that fate. Enough. Let us speak of something else, please.
I've heard about something called the silence. What is that?
When one of us falls into sin, they must find their way back to grace. In the silence. Sister Johanna determines how long is needed. While someone is under the silence, they may not speak or be spoken to. There are other requirements, but it's not my place to share them.
I'll leave you to your thoughts.
God go with you. Please excuse me, Sister Harley. I need to get back to my quarters.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
See you later, I guess.
Interesting. So she's off. That might free us up to do something on this screen, perhaps.
James Doran.
You look at Levinsky's grave.
Abraham Levinsky. Wait, haven't I seen that name somewhere recently?
Did we see it somewhere? I mean, she told us it.
Miss Johnson?
What is it?
Something's just not right around here.
Yes.
Yeah, no shit.
I've had the same feeling. But we ought to tread lightly. Stay alert.
Alright, well, we might need to find out where this Levinsky name is elsewhere. Maybe we're gonna... Maybe we'll dig him up. Not sure. What about Patrick?
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
I saw your toy chest in the cabin. Nice collection.
Those aren't even the best ones. The real good ones are in my hideout.
You've got a hideout?
Yup, but it's a secret. I go there when I want to be alone. It's where I keep my best stuff.
Does anyone else know about it?
Just Eliza, but she's real good at keeping secrets. Don't tell.
Keep up the good work, kid.
I will.
So I'm thinking there's something in Eliza's nightstand that will help us get into that weird octagonal or hexagonal hole that we found in the sort of cabin up on the hill. That's what I'm thinking. I think we need to get in there. How we go about doing that, I'm not so sure. Oh, does she say anything different
She's
now
busy.
she's here? Okay, so she's occupied now. Let's talk to Jerome again.
Hi, Brother Jerome.
Sister Harley?
Do you know anything about what happened to Abraham Levinsky?
Afraid not. That was all before my time.
Has Patrick told you about his hideout?
Oh, he's mentioned it once or twice. Don't know where it is, but I know he keeps his little treasures there.
What does Patrick consider a treasure?
He loves his little wooden figures, that's for sure, especially animals.
Or maybe we need to get one of his wooden figures and the base of that will fit in that little aperture? I'm not sure.
Can you tell me what the silence is?
Nothing you gotta concern yourself with. Just keep on the straight and narrow and you'll be fine.
Appreciate your time.
Be well.
Hey, Danny.
Hi, Harley.
Would you give us a moment, Brother Jerome?
Of course.
I don't want to alarm you, but something about this place isn't quite right.
What do you mean?
Sue Ellen told me about how she and Jerome got here.
Oh, sure. Jerome told me too. How the wagon broke down and all that.
It didn't strike you as familiar?
Sure, it sounded like what happened to us. Are you saying it's not a coincidence?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Come on, Harley. Really? Mountain roads are full of rocks and things. I'm not surprised the wagon would break down there.
Joanna isn't quite so benevolent. Captain Perry told me about a group of dissenters who were kept under lock and key. And Sue Ellen told me about a harsh punishment called the silence, where people can't speak for days if they upset Joanna.
Huh. That does sound pretty extreme. But, I don't know, it doesn't seem that strange to me. Is there anything else that seems off to you?
That's all for right now. I'll let you know if I
Okay,
hear
so I think we've got to
anything
kind of
else.
talk our
Okay.
group
You can come
round
back
by
now, Brother Jerome.
digging up things. Obviously we need to find
See
more.
you, Danny.
Bye for now.
But that's fine. Let's have another chat with Joanna, if she's got anything to say about any of this.
Hello again, Joanna.
Hello to you, Sister Harley.
Exactly what happened to Abraham Levinsky?
Oh, poor brother Abraham. He was tragically led astray. He and several others began to question God's plan for us. They ended up leaving New Bethel. Some saw the light and returned, but the rest were not so fortunate. God punished them for their lack of faith. The wilds claimed them. Brother Abraham was the only one whose remains we could recover. Brother James brought his mangled body back to New Bethel. We laid him to rest among our dead, praying God would grant him forgiveness.
I've heard about something called the silence. What is that?
It is a method to discipline those who fall into error. When one undergoes the silence, they are prohibited from speaking with anyone except God. That way, they're encouraged to reflect on their actions and to seek His forgiveness. Once they have done so, they're welcomed back to the community as stronger, better people.
Know anything about Patrick's hideout?
Youth is so fleeting. He will have to set aside childish things and assume the responsibilities of an adult member of this community soon enough.
Thanks for the chat.
God bless.
Alright. Yeah, I think we need to sniff out this hideout. See what Phillips says. Phillips?
Captain
Is his name
Perry?
Perry.
Yes, Miss Leger?
Could you tell me about Abraham Levinsky?
Oh, dreadful business. He led the dissenters who split from the community. Some changed their minds and came back. Joanna sent James to Abraham's camp to try to convince the rest to return. But all he found was Abraham's body and signs that wolves had attacked the camp and killed the rest. We had a funeral for Abraham and buried him in the graveyard. Joanna didn't let anyone see the body. It was too roughed up by
We're going to
those
need to see that
wolves.
body, aren't we?
Sounds awful.
Thankfully, we have the Rangers to protect us, so nothing like that ever happens again.
Know anything about Patrick's hideout?
No, but sometimes I see him running past here with his little toys and things. Guess that's where he goes off to play.
See you later, Captain.
Goodbye, Miss
So up to the
Leger.
cabin then, maybe. So maybe let's tell Phil what we've learned so far. Maybe it'll convince him to leave, and then we can go in the nightstand.
Phil?
Harley?
Listen to me, Phil. There's something off about this place.
How do you mean?
Sue Ellen told me we aren't the first people whose wagon broke down on the mountain road. In fact, she and Jerome wound up here much the same way we did, along with several other families.
It seems a stretch. You saw the condition of the road. I was not able to see any evidence of sabotage.
I've learned that Joanna isn't quite as nice as she seems. She jailed a group of dissenters and forces anyone who displeases her to undergo the silence.
What is that?
A punishment where the person can't speak or be spoken to, gets less food, and has to do extra chores and prayers.
Perhaps this community isn't as idyllic as it seems. This does seem suspicious, though it could all be a coincidence. I do not think this proves anything sinister.
Okay.
There is still too much doubt.
That's as much as I've learned so far.
Well, if you find anything else, let me know.
I'll let you get back to your writing.
So we're going to need
Try
to
not
find a
get
third
into
thing
any
out, aren't we?
trouble, eh?
I don't suppose he's going to let us snoop in that drawer now. Now that we've raised some slight
Hey,
suspicions.
what have you...
Okay.
All right. No, we're going to need to get him to leave, I think. We need a third thing. Let's talk to Jake, see what he says. Then we'll go up to the house. I'm pretty
Hello,
sure the key
Jake.
to it's going to be in that nightstand, though.
Howdy.
I think there's something strange going on here.
What do you figure?
I spoke to Jerome, and what's more, several other families who came after them experienced similar breakdowns.
So you think there's some sort of conspiracy?
It's happened too many times to be a coincidence.
I can't say I agree with you there, Harley. If it was intentional, and these folks were sabotaging wagons and trapping people, they'd have lots more captives, don't you think?
They're eating
Maybe,
them.
But nothing. We'll be on our way soon enough.
I don't know if they're eating
Enjoy
them.
this little rest while it lasts.
Joanna is Captain Perry told me about a group of and Sue Ellen told
That all? Shoot. That don't sound like much. She's the leader here. And if that's what it takes to keep the peace, so be it. It's hardly cause to think we're in any danger.
That's all I know right now.
I haven't.
Talk to you later.
Take it easy.
All right, let's get up to that cabin again and just have another look at stuff. I think his hideout is here. I think it's something to do with that, but
It's full of curio.
Just going to examine stuff
The big
again.
man.
I'm going to click through the dialogue because we have looked at stuff once
constant.
before. Just kind of want to know if she finds anything new or different now.
A few Bibles and. There's a box on the wall.
Hexagonal hole. I don't have anything there that fits in there right now, do I?
This article mentions an Abraham Levinsky living in Las Virgenes, which is where he intended to go, according to Bridget. And Captain Perry said Joanna wouldn't let anyone see the body because it was too mangled. But what if... Suppose there's only one way to find out.
So has this given us kind of what we need to go and exhume the corpse? What's her kind of assumption here? Wait, so... So that might not be Abraham Levinsky in that grave. Is that what we're saying? Because he made it to Las Virgenes. That's kind of what we're thinking, isn't it? Interesting. Well, Bridget is no longer in the graveyard. I mean, I don't know. I've got a stick. Maybe that's enough.
It's full of rain.
Let's search the grave. I don't think this is Abraham
Miss
Levinsky.
Johnson, keep a lookout. I'm gonna search this grave.
What? Why on earth?
Call it a hunch. I think something's going on here.
Be quick then, and try not to draw any attention. Lord alive.
I knew it! There's nothing here.
Excuse me?
This grave is a fake. The whole story about Abraham Levinsky is probably fake too. The question is, why go to all that effort?
Why indeed. We need to figure out what's going on here. But I'd be careful who you tell about this.
Right, I'm going to start with Phil, because I want in that nightstand. I think we're going to find a key to get us into a secret room or something. Patrick's little hideout. That's what I think. But we're going to need Phil out of this room first.
Phil?
Harley?
Listen to me.
Have you
Joanna and the others told me a story about Abraham Levinsky, the leader of a group of deserters. He was supposedly killed by wolves and buried in the graveyard, but the grave is empty.
Slow down a moment. You dug up one of the graves?
Not so much dug as moved the rocks, enough to see there was nothing underneath.
I see. I suppose you had your reasons. And you say there was no body?
That's right. I also have proof that Levinsky is still alive. Look.
Very well. I have heard enough. Clearly these people are hiding something from us. I will see if I can coax any information from Eliza when I see her again.
So will you let me search this place now?
Yes, go ahead.
Sweet. Nothing we like more than rummaging through strangers'
A
drawers.
Bible. I'll leave that right where it is. And what's this? Some kind of lens. Better take it.
Is it hexagonal? Oh.
This looks like the type of lens that would fit in a spyglass.
Oh. Not quite what I was hoping for. Try it, I suppose. Not exactly what I was looking for, but...
There's a That's not the right shape.
Right, okay, well that's not what I was looking for at all. Alright, come down. Let's tell Jake this info.
Hello, Jake.
Howdy.
I still think something's rotten in New Bethel.
What's got you riled? Speak up.
There's a fake. It's supposedly...
What you mean, fake? A memorial?
No, a fake. A man's supposed to be buried there, but he's not.
Why would someone go to the trouble of making a fake grave?
Exactly what I want to know.
I admit it's suspicious, but that's not enough to start stirring up the pot.
That's all I know right now, but
I have no...
talk to you later.
Take it easy.
Okay, Jake needs something else. Fine. We could go try telling Danny again.
Hey,
Hi, Harley.
would you give...
Of course.
I learned some more.
What is it?
There's a fake... It's supposedly...
You searched his grave?
I had to find out if the story was true.
That's just wrong, Harley. Maybe you misunderstood, and the grave is just a memorial.
It's not. Trust me.
Please, I don't want to...
That's all for right now.
Okay.
You can come back.
Alright, so still not enough to convince Danny.
See you, Danny.
Bye for now.
I think we go and talk to Sue Ellen, because she's a bit of a troublemaker here, isn't she? So I'm going to talk to Nadine first about the weirdness
Hey,
that's
Nadine.
going on.
Hello, Harley.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do
I
that
have
after.
the feelings
Why would you think that?
there's a fake... It's supposed...
You dug up someone's grave?
I looked under the rocks.
Why would you do such a thing?
But I told you, there's nothing underneath.
Still, it's just wrong.
Joanna, Captain Perry told... And you heard what...
That sounds like how it was at my old school. The nuns were quite strict as well. Every religious community has its methods of discipline.
You heard what Sue Ellen said about... Doesn't that seem...
Yes, I suppose it does. I hate jumping to conclusions, though. If there really is something amiss, I want to be certain.
I haven't got anything else, but I'll keep looking.
All right,
Would you be so kind as to carve me something?
I'd be glad to. Just bring me something to carve.
Can you not just carve me something with a hexagonal base?
We'll talk later.
I look forward to it. I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right.
Hello, Sue Ellen.
Hello, Harley.
Do you know anything about Abraham Levinsky?
I've only heard a few stories. He ain't too highly regarded round here. So many didn't survive that first winter after the crash. If the dissenters hadn't taken so much away with them, things might have gone different.
I'll let you get back to your garden.
Come enjoy it any time.
Sorry, can't I? You sure got...
Not now.
Okay.
I've got nothing.
All right, let's try Jerome.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
Nope. Okay, what about... Let's do it
Nothing
again.
else to say.
Right. Okay, where does this leave me?
I've already got a brain.
Could I try the branch in that hole? Maybe. Don't know what else I'm doing with it.
There's a... That's not the...
Oh, I get it now. When Nadine said bring me something to carve, she meant literally... I thought she meant like inspiration.
An old shit.
But I give her the stick. I didn't make that connection at first because she was already carving something, I think. But yeah, from her point of view, she's carving her thing. She's not carving something for us yet. Have a stick.
I've got this piece of wood. Think you could carve something for me?
What did you have in mind?
Doesn't matter really.
How about you pick?
Very well. I'll have it ready in just a while. Here you are.
Thanks. This is great.
Is the base right?
Nadine carved this for me. It's a little fish.
Let's go. Maybe I have to specify something in particular for her to do.
An old...
So, try the fish in the thing.
There's a... That's not the right shape. It's full of curious...
None of those are what I need, I take it. Take her something else. I wonder if the shape of the base is in some way connected to the number of legs on the animal or something? I'm sure this is it. We've got to get her to carve something I can use as a key in that hole. Let's try a wolf.
I've already got a...
Oh, for God's sake.
Nothing to say.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we give it to Patrick as a toy.
Here. I thought you might like something for your collection.
Hey, thanks!
Aren't you gonna keep it with your extra special toys?
Oh, well, it's nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not really the same as, maybe if it was more exciting?
Spoiled little brat.
Yeah, let's try another one. We'll do a wolf this time.
Could you carve something else for me?
What did you have in mind?
Let's do a wolf.
I think I'd like a wolf.
Very well. I'll have it ready in just a while. Here you are.
Beautiful work.
Let's have a look. It was pretty good.
Nadine carved this. It's a little wolf.
See what the little brat says this time.
Here.
Oh, wow, a wolf! And look at those fangs! This is great! I'll be back in just a minute. Don't get any ideas about going down the path. I'll know if you do.
We need to follow him.
Better not try calling his bluff, but let's just see where he goes. He's going towards the cabin. Interesting. Looks like I found your secret hideout.
I've got a lens, so maybe there's a telescope up there? Or something along those lines? Spyglass? Some description? Alright, so we know what to do now. Little thing hiding behind the cross.
Let's see what Patrick's got hidden back here. Interesting. A small crank handle. There's a... Open sesame.
Go up.
Rather cozy up here, and you can't beat the view. Patrick's collection of extra special figurines. An old spyglass, part of the original airship.
Well, I imagine the lens goes here, right? So let's just put it in now.
A perfect fit. What a surprise. Let's have a look. That's the base of the mountain near where we broke down. Hello, and who might you be? Well, that's not suspicious at all.
Okay. Do we just leave this? Maybe we leave it. Okay, let's talk to people
Not
now.
Leger.
Okay, maybe not her.
Hello, Jake.
Howdy.
What's got you? I caught a glimpse of a cloaked figure sneaking into a secret cave down on the mountain road. I have a feeling there's something important in there.
A secret cave, huh? You might be onto something there. We can't just sit around then. Time for action. What do you suggest?
Ring the
Miss
bell.
Johnson and I are trying to get down to the wagon. We need you to help us distract Patrick.
Easy. Lead on.
We just need you to get the kid out of the way long enough for us to get down the mountain without being spotted.
Leave everything to me. Excuse me, son. I was wondering if you had a minute.
Sure. What do you need?
Just need you to come with me for a second. Captain Perry wants a word.
Oh, okay, if it's quick. Sister Joanna won't like it if I leave my post long.
Now's our chance. Let's go.
Any bets on what's in the cave? I'm gonna guess that their secret isn't as bad as like what we think it is, like the cannibalism and stuff. But it's probably fairly bad. I took all the wheels.
What have these people done to my wagon?
It's clear they don't want us leaving New Bethel.
You said there was a cave down here?
Looked like.
Then see if you can find it. We need to figure out what we're up against.
This is too small, but I want to look at it
opening in
anyway.
the rock.
I noticed it in the last episode.
This is way too small for anyone to fit through.
I think it's probably behind this this bush here.
An unassuming looking bush. Here we are. This bush was put here deliberately. Hey, look! I found the cave.
Good. Now see what's inside, and be quick.
A shovel and
dynamite.
pickaxe. Perfect for digging potholes and dirt roads. This workbench is a mess of books and papers. What's this? Looks like some kind of handbook. A printer's proof copy. The Saboteur's Handbook by JT and JR. My God, I need to show this to Lola. Now.
Okay, hang on, we haven't finished in here
It's
yet.
full of dynamite and wires. Someone has been making explosives. It's a hand-drawn map of the area. That's the road, and it's been marked with several X's. This is exactly where we broke down. I can only guess. It's stuffed with guns and ammunition. That's not a good sign. It's stuffed.
Can we not take some?
These look like they were placed here recently. Wait a minute. These are our wheels.
Okay. And that's it for here. Let's go back out and talk to Lola.
You won't believe what I found in the cave.
Try me.
A printer's proof of something called the Saboteur's Handbook. Have a look.
Written by J.T. Joanna Taggart.
Must be, but who is J.R.?
Jonathan Red?
Who's Jonathan Red?
Seriously? You never heard of the Redites? They're a bunch of anti-steam tech thugs who went around sabotaging machines and factories a few years back. They were mostly active in New Britannia, but they got their start in Bright Bay.
So you think Joanna knew Jonathan Red?
Not just knew him. I think they worked together. Maybe more than that. You get a good look at that Eliza girl? She's got a certain resemblance to that Mr. Red.
Hang on. Joanna told me Eliza's father was named Jonathan.
And there you have it.
All that aside, look at the contents.
These are all instructions. Sabotaging vehicles and laying road traps. Low-grade bombs for controlled explosions. Creating concealed hiding spots in the wilderness. Remind you of anything?
Well, one thing's for certain. The wagon breakdown wasn't just coincidence. Someone planned it to get us here.
Yes, but who?
That's what we need to find out.
Lots of pages have notes scribbled in the margins. Some are from JT, others from JR. Looks like they had some ideological differences.
Oh?
Joanna thought things were going too far. She objected to giving instructions for explicitly violent stuff. Here's a note on the bombs page where she says, "Too dangerous to print." Same time, Red's written things like, "This information is a tool for a righteous cause," or "No revisions, too late for cold feet." But there's another set of notes in somebody else's handwriting. Here, on this recipe for an acid compound, Joanna crossed out some ingredients. This other person tried to fill in the missing information.
So this third person is probably our saboteur.
I'd put money on it.
I think our top priority is figuring out who this person is.
I agree, but we gotta be discreet. We can't just go around interrogating everyone hoping for a confession. We need solid proof identifying the person you saw going into that cave.
My brother was the detective in the family.
Let's hope some of his skills rubbed off on you.
So what should our next move be?
Round up the others and come to my cabin. We need to talk. Come on, let's get back up the mountain before anybody notices us missing.
And so this saboteur is the reason we're here.
We need to uncover who it is and tell these people. They deserve the truth.
Now wait just a minute. This is all very serious for sure. But these folks have a whole way of life they're accustomed to. We expose it all as a lie. Why, we're ripping the bottom out of their world.
Jake's got a point. It could tear this community apart.
I think Lola's right. Not knowing your true history is no way to live.
At the very least, Joanna should know about this. As the community's leader, it falls to her to decide what to do with this information.
We gotta be able to prove who the saboteur is first. Could be the rot goes all the way to the top.
I have a strong suspicion, but I'll see if I can confirm it.
Once you do, you can tell Joanna the truth, assuming she's not the one behind it all.
Or you could try talking to the saboteur. Maybe get him to lay off without having to upset the whole community.
I'll see what I can find out.
Okay, so in terms of suspects, we have Johanna, obviously. We have Eliza, who would have been fairly young at the time of the crash. I mean, I'm guessing probably 10, 11, maybe something around that age. I mean, it's not impossible. It's not Jerome or Sue Ellen, because they arrived a couple of years after the crash. So it could be Bridget. Couldn't be Patrick, because he was born after they arrived. I don't think it's Perry. But let's try talking to him.
Nothing else to say to...
Okay, yeah, we don't think it's him. Ah, green hood.
Wait a minute, this is the same cloak I saw through the spyglass. Got you now, Eliza.
Now, is there anything else here that she might look at again?
These
with
are
new
mostly
eyes?
just Joanna, Eliza, and her father, Jonathan Red.
We can't get in the desk. Anything else in that nightstand? No. Okay. So we think it's Eliza. I'm just going to look over... Oh, here she is.
I believe this belongs to you.
Where did you get that?
Exactly where you left it.
It seems Patrick has earned himself a period of silence. He won't like that much, but it's about time he grew up some.
So you've been causing all the wagon breakdowns and trapping people here. What was your plan? Continued excuses
think she
for
caused
why
the
our
air crash
wagon
as
wasn't
well.
ready until we gave up and asked to stay permanently?
That's how it's worked in the past, yes.
Just what do you get out of trapping people here?
I'm not trapping anyone. I'm offering a better life, and what we all get out of it is a larger, stronger community, just as God intended. He sent me a vision when I was a girl, of my mother leading a thriving community on a mountaintop. All I've done is ensure this vision comes to pass. Members have lost faith and abandoned us before, to the detriment of all. We've suffered harsh winters and disease. Keeping our numbers up hasn't been easy, but I wasn't about to stand by and let the community wither, so I took measures to cultivate it.
You're talking about people, not plants. You can't just toy with them like this.
I'm doing no such thing. It's clear to me you've no intention of joining us. God must have other plans for you. I can have your wagon repaired and let you and your companions go on your way. All I ask in return is that you spare a thought for the people of this community. Do not speak of what you've learned. It would destroy them.
I think we got to tell Johanna, right?
I can't go along with this. These people need to know the truth.
Stop! You're making a terrible mistake!
Joanna, I'm afraid I have some disturbing news.
What is it?
Can you call together the community? This is something everyone needs to
Oh,
hear.
I thought we'd just be telling
What
Joanna.
is this about? I would be glad to make an announcement once I know what it concerns.
I'm afraid I have to insist on addressing everyone
It isn't
at
quite
once.
what I thought we'd be doing.
As
I thought we'd be
you
having a
wish.
quiet word.
I'll call an assembly.
Hey, it's done now.
Brothers and sisters of the Second Dawn, Sister Harley has asked me to bring you all together to hear her words. Tell us, Sister Harley, what news have you for us all?
I'm sorry to tell you that your arrival here wasn't God's doing. It was intentionally caused by human hands.
What are you saying?
Eliza has been pulling the strings all along. She's been manipulating us all. She's been setting traps in the road to capture wagons and bring their passengers into New Bethel.
What? How dare you?
I saw her enter a secret cave at the base of the mountain. It was full of saboteurs' tools, along with spare wagon wheels, and this.
What? Eliza, what are you doing with that?
Claiming my birthright. Just because you disavowed Father doesn't mean I did.
So it was sabotage. I always ask myself if our breakdown was really an accident. You've been lying to us all these years.
No, I swear I didn't know anything about this.
Then why did you prop up the lie about Abraham Levinsky?
What lie? Brother Abraham was killed when he left the safety of New Bethel, torn apart by wolves.
Then why is his grave empty?
But what are you saying? Brother James buried him. He told us the body was terribly mangled.
So you never actually saw Levinsky's body?
No, I put my faith in Brother James's word.
There was no body because Levinsky never died. There were no wolves. In fact, he made it safely to Las Virgenes. Just weeks ago, he was in the papers announcing his niece's marriage. It was just a story concocted to keep you all here, to keep you afraid.
He was trying to protect you. He was trying to protect all of us. Brother James was the one who had the idea to bring in new members. He understood that a community can't thrive without them.
James was a saint. He loved this community. And you, Sister Johanna. There's nothing he wouldn't have done for you all.
I think that is becoming very clear.
Eliza, I don't understand. Why would you do this?
The outside world is a horrible place, Mother. You should know this better than anyone. Look at what we've built here. How we've grown and flourished. We had to keep that safe. That's why you had to make sure no one ever left the mountain. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I only wanted people to share in our joy.
But you did it without asking us if we wanted a part of it. A community without trust ain't no community worth living in.
Joanna, my love, there's something else you probably ought to know about. I never said anything because after a while it didn't seem to matter. But after the crash, I examined the boiler and, well, it had clearly been sabotaged.
What? We were headed for disaster. I saw it in my vision.
You mean you saw that we were going to crash, that someone was going to sabotage the ship?
No, Mother, you don't understand. I saw the sun setting in the west and the sea became red with blood. We were going to make it to the coast, but the land was already tainted, cursed. It was the mountain that was our true home. A citadel of holy peace. I just had to make sure we ended up here.
So, you brought the airship down? Eliza, you could have killed us all.
But I didn't. I gave us a new life, a better life.
And you can keep it. Come on, Jerome. We're leaving this rock. Anybody who wants to come with us is welcome.
What? You can't just leave. Where will you go?
Anywhere but here.
You won't last 2 minutes out there.
Silence, Eliza. Until further notice.
But
I said silence. Return to your quarters immediately. Wait for me to come find you. Please, Sister Sue Ellen, don't be so hasty. It breaks my heart to hear what my baby has done, but now that I know the truth, there's no reason we can't start over. We can continue to live here without the fear of the unknown below.
That ain't gonna work, sis. Joanna, not now. We're way past that.
Oh god, I don't know. Just maybe give her a second chance. I mean, she didn't engineer any of this, and they're not unhappy here.
I think you're being harsh, Sue Ellen. Joanna deserves a second
At least they know the
chance.
truth now.
Well, she ain't getting it from me.
I don't know what to say. I suppose I should thank you for opening my eyes.
I'm sorry it had to be this way, but I couldn't keep silent.
I think perhaps I've relied too much on silence. When no one is speaking, it is easier to imagine that everyone is of one mind. My own daughter. When I thought she was bent in humble prayer, she was hatching secret plots in her heart. Will you be leaving us then?
Afraid so, ma'am. The open road beckons.
Very well. I'll arrange for your wagon to be repaired, now that we know where the parts are. It'll be ready by morning.
Thanks, Joanna.
I am thankful for your gracious understanding, Miss Leger. Your wagon's been fully restored.
Appreciate it, Joanna. Will New Bethel be all right?
These revelations have shaken us to the core. Sue Ellen and Jerome are intent on leaving. Several other families may join them. Those who choose to stay will put our trust in God and make the best of what comes.
Joanna has agreed to send scouts to nearby settlements. We can establish trade and perhaps find new members to join us. Freely and with willing hearts.
It's always
I feel
preferable
some
that
people.
way. I wish you well.
We should get a move on.
God bless you all, and good luck on the rest of your journey.
So they weren't cannibals. But there was something screwy going on. So we got that figured out.
Our sojourn in New Bethel has left us all somewhat shaken. Thankfully, we have only to cross Hellfire Pass today, and from there, it's a straight shot down into El Presidio. With our goal so near in sight, we can all focus our attention back to the task of locating Dr. Clark's fortune.
Alright, back on the wagon. Well, I think that's probably a suitable place to leave it for this time as well. I see we've got another little memento this time of the cross from New Bethel, I
Joanna
presume.
gave me this cross as a memento of our time in New Bethel.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, there were certainly some revelations there. For some reason, I always suspected Eliza of sabotaging the airship. I didn't realise, quite the full extent of what was going on. Although we suspected that people were being stopped on their way intentionally, I think. But let me know in the comments if you've got anywhere close with the solution to New Bethel. Or comments about anything else, just the game in general or the series so far. Do let me know your thoughts. And if you're watching this and still not subscribed to the channel, if you could do that as well, that would be amazing. So thanks very much. And I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.